What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live composing show. This is Stephen Melin. I just want to start the stream off today by saying thank you. Thanks for all of you who show up here week in, week out, and just support me, and have been doing that for many years now, which is just so kind of you guys to be a part of this. And hopefully, every time you come, you learn something, or at the very least, you get to kind of experience, at least from someone else's point of view, how to make music and how to make a living out of this, specifically for video games, as that's typically what we're talking about. And I'm a little confused at the moment because YouTube changed its YouTube live streaming layout. So now my eyes, I have to retrain them what to look at. It cuts off half the screen. It's weird. So I'm going to have to play around with that. They just changed it. So whatever. So if you see me kind of freaking out over here, that's why. Anyway, at least I can still see what you see, that's important with all my monitors here. But yeah, hope you guys, at least those of you who celebrate Christmas, you're excited about that coming up soon, the holiday season. A time to slow down, which I think we could all use more of. And I am so geared to work that it's important to stop and to spend that time with family and to just slow down. And also just look back on the year and plan ahead for the next year. So I need to start slowing down into that mode for sure. So as far as live streams go, this might be the last one of the year, now that I'm thinking about it, because Christmas is next week. And then the week after that is New Year's. So yeah, this might be the last one of the year. So let's make it a good one, yeah? So Metroid Prime 4 just released, I believe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's not been out very long. It has a lot of mixed reviews so far. I think the Prime fanatics, I'm one of those, from the early days, early 2000s, the GameCube. I love the original Metroid Prime. I even like 2 and 3, to be honest. Not as good as 1, but I recently really enjoyed the Metroid Prime Remastered for Nintendo Switch. That was a lot of fun. Played that when it came out last year. 4 seems to just have a lot of mixed feedback. Most people are praising it for its visuals, that it's one of the most beautiful games ever made. It runs flawlessly, 60 FPS, 4K. It's just beautiful on the Switch too. But a lot of people are talking about how lackluster the game is and how it's missing the essence of what makes Metroid great, which is the backtracking and getting level, power-ups and going back to old places, and the interconnectivity of the world. It's they've somehow gotten away from the very thing that makes Metroid what it is, right? So I haven't played the game yet, but I got some gameplay footage, and I extracted the sound effects from it so that there's no music in the gameplay clip, which is nice, using an AI splitter, which is cool. It's a cool tool to use if you don't have the original game handy. Or if a game has not come out yet, you can do that too. So what I have here is a little clip. It's not perfect with its sound effects, but it's pretty good. Because honestly, the original doesn't have a ton of sound effects anyway. It's mostly ambience. And you have footsteps, you have your gun shooting. Really, the music does the heavy lifting. Oh, you can't hear that. Dang it. You can't hear that. Now you can. Forgot to turn my plugin on. Really, there's not much to listen to, though. That's kind of my point. There we go. You can kind of hear some of it. But anyway, really, the story of today, as much fun as it is to, write in a Metroid style, I think what's going to make today fun is as we're rescoring Metroid Prime 4, doing this opening area that we're walking around and exploring. I want it to be as authentic as possible to the original source material and to the source sounds, because I was actually listening through the gameplay a little bit, and I heard the original composers were actually using a lot of the original samples they used in the Prime days from the GameCube era. I thought that was very fascinating that they're still writing in this style as a throwback. And so I thought we might do the same thing today, but kind of keep modern production at the forefront, because this is the kind of task that we do a lot as game composers. when we're asked to write a demo or a pitch for a new game, a lot of times they will say, hey, can you sound in the style of Zelda, in the style of Final Fantasy VII, in the style of Super Metroid, whatever. And so by having kind of a sound set that already comes from that era, it's a really good way to inspire and to kind of go right into that sound immediately, but obviously do my own thing. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Let me say hey to a few folks. You guys are chatting it up. Marty, what game are you playing? My answer is League of Legends, sadly. Marty. I'll do a quick shout out. I'm going to find the link because I had never heard of this before, but I'm like obsessed right now with a game called Vesperia Saga. And it's just, you got to listen to this. This is so cool. I'm not going to play the video or anything, but this is called Vesperia Saga. It's in 2 parts, Saga 1 and 2. This came out back in 2019. This is Dangan, who was he was the original creator of Fire Emblem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back on the NES and the Super Nintendo, or the Super Famicom. And then he parted ways, passed the torch to other people on the team, and they made all the other Fire Emblems. And there's been some good Fire Emblems, but there's also been some pretty terrible ones, in my opinion, in recent years. I hate all the modern ones, except for Engage. I liked Engage, but because it kind of harkened back to the old times. But he recently came out of the woodworks and made and put a volunteer team together called the Vesperia Project. And they created basically Fire Emblem. If you guys remember from the GBA days, like Fire Emblem 7, which is the first American one. He created a new Fire Emblem in the exact same style. It just 100% feels like Fire Emblem. And then I started looking into this, and Fire Emblem fans lost their minds when this came out. And they basically have called it the best Fire Emblem game, even though it's not a Fire Emblem game. Technically, not canonically. But anyway, there's 2 of these, and it sounds like the second one, they've improved everything upon the first, but I'm currently playing through the first one. I'm almost finished with it. I have like 40 or 50 hours into it, and it is so much fun. And it is actually phenomenal on my Steam Deck because it kind of functions. It's a perfect handheld game, a little tactics game, and it works perfectly. So hooray, just wanted to shout that out, Vesperia Saga. It's $20, and I don't think it's ever going to change price. And really, the cost just covers the translation into English, is what I heard. So anyway, I wanted to shout that out because I've been having so much fun with that because I'm obsessed with the old Fire Emblems. And, once you've played all the maps, you're like, there's nothing else for me except for the modern ones. But man, it's so fun. And it's, oh, by the way, you have to already be like a Fire Emblem veteran to be good at that game. It is brutally difficult. By far the hardest Fire Emblem game of all time. Every map is just crazy challenging, and I love that. You have to like manage your resources, and it's permadeath and super hard, and like your party gets split up in random times. So like you have to invest in all your characters. You can't afford to let anybody die. It's crazy. Anyway, I just think that what a cool way to make a game these days is to make something awesome that harkens back to the old stuff. Sarah says, you were my #1 channel for my YouTube 2025 recapped. Aw, thanks, Sarah. Corius Symphonia, Sir Melin. Pretty cool to see the master at work. I don't know about that, but glad to be here. It's sad. Marty says, it's sad that Metroid Prime came out undercooked, seeing as it is apparent to a lot of franchises. Yeah. Well, I think Metroid Prime 1 is a masterclass in game design. What's up, Gabe? Nate. Kira says, hey, thanks for doing these, Steven. This is my first live of yours. I'm replaying Disco Elysium right now. Hey, sweet. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hope you guys are having fun. Let's get to writing some music. So the main hook today is I want to use the original sounds that were used in Metroid Prime. Now, when I say original sounds, I don't actually want to hunt down the original patches, although I could. I have the things. But instead, I want to use the original hardware and find similar sounds from the same hardware. Does that make sense? And this is the beauty of creating your own database. So for example, the Proteus 2000 by E-MU. It's a famous hardware, basically a rompler that had just thousands of sounds on it. And those sounds were heard all over the N64, the GameCube era, the Wii era. And as soon as you hear this stuff, it just instantly gives you the vibe. And these are just little contact patches. If you want to, you can still buy these. They're crazy cheap. Just go to the E-MU website, E-MU, and you can actually buy their sound fonts. And it's just the extracted sounds from the hardware. And they're sound font files. So you can't really use those until you put them into an engine. So Contact also functions as a sound font player. So literally all you do, and I'll show you some of them here. I just have like tons and tons of folders of this stuff. Let's go to my samples drive. Let's go to, so like I have a bunch of these. I have the E-MU Emulator 2 and 3, the 1, 2, 3, Orbit, Planet, Fat, Proteus 2000, because I'm just obsessed with these old things. So I would go to the E-MU Proteus 2000, and like so many games use these, like Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Paper Mario, Super Mario Galaxy, Wario Land, like Metroid Prime is all over here too. But if I go to the actual SF2s from Digital Sound Factory, you can't really use any of them. So what I do is, boom, I've actually taken those sound font files, dragged them into Contact, and then it populates an instrument, and you can play it. A little tech heavy, but you do it once and you'll figure it out. You gotta have full version Contact, but most composers have that anyway. So for like, I don't know, $100, you can probably grab the entirety of the hardware without having to go buy it secondhand. Maybe it works, you know, shipped overseas and whatever. But yeah, it's just a bunch of banks, and then you just take a patch, drag it in. That's it. And now you can play it. And it just already gives you that era vibes, and it's all over here. So I found a piano. I don't know if it's the Metroid Prime piano or not, but it sounds very close to my ears. It's super bright and tinny. But I also noticed from the GameCube era, people put delay on everything, so I just have a little instance. I just grabbed this for Black Friday. It was for free from the Sound Toys. I've never had it before, but it's the Echo Boy Jr., and it's just a delay. Put it on an eighth note, have a tempo set to 62 BPM. I just feel like that's going to be perfect for today. That's such a Metroid Prime sound. Some other things I just kind of poked through and found earlier. There are so many vocal patches from the Proteus 2000, but the one that's actually used in Metroid Prime, that's known to be used, is the Pop Oz patch. So here's the patch. Isn't it perfect? Which is low. That's Metroid Prime. Now, of course, you can get right? But again, I want to throw some echo on it, so here's some echo, and here is just a little EQ to get rid of some of that high end, but really focus on the mid-range. Which is pretty freaking close. That echo is a little insane, so let me tame that down a little bit. Let's do... I just played around for a minute. That's very Metroid. Oh, what's the thing? What's the na 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 na? find it real quick because this is I need to see it. I'm gonna say. I want to see if someone's already done the work for me in like sheet music form. I can't find it, but isn't it like it's such a particular but something like that. But that's the sound. Okay, what else? There's a million pads that you could find. A lot of them are these multi-timbral. It's actually 3 pitches. There's a low bass. Sounds like a no. And then there's a crazy. Just like that. It's so effective. Like, you don't need to go chase down modern sample libraries. Use the old stuff, man. It's so good. Hey, Peter's here. Dynamic Grand off the Proteus 2000 is at least one of the pianos used in Metroid Prime 1. I knew you would know. Let's see if I have it. I probably do. What did you call it? Dynamic Grand. It's probably here. I just don't know what bank and stuff. Let me just take a quick guess and see. Oh, there it is. Dynamic Grand. Boom. You rock, dude. You win. You just won the day. Thanks, man. See, these are the original patches from the actual hardware. From the actual company. They still sell this stuff. So you don't have to go get the hardware and figure out how to get it into your rack. I feel like Peter knows every single patch. Sweet. Yeah, I don't really know the context of all these, but that's fine. And then I found the Proteus Orbit, or the E-MU Orbit. Is that what it's called? Yeah, right there. So the E-MU Orbit. Just kind of poked through there a little bit, and I found this Clouds patch, which to me felt perfect for this style. Fourths writing, which might be really cool for today. And then the other, besides the E-MU Proteus series, I believe 2000 included 1, 2, and 3, and there's like the expansions of the orchestral and the world instruments. So it's all in there. If I just dug through my files there. But the other really big synth that was used in that era was the KORG MS-20, which also you could find so much good stuff here. So KORG still sells these samplers, or I guess in this case, this is Arturia. You can see right there, Arturia. This is their their modeling of the KORG MS-20 called the MS-25. I mean, there's just oodles of patches in here. So I'm not even going to dive too hard because I don't have to. The whole purpose of today is to kind of MS-2000. Okay, there you go. MS-2000. So it's close, right? It's going to be in that style. And that's really what the point I want to make today is, yeah, you can totally go find the original sounds. But what I like to find is the original sound source and then find sounds that are similar, like next door neighbors, that you're still evoking the vibe of the original from the original sound source, but you're doing your own thing with it. So that's kind of the way I want to go with it. What else did Peter say? Hopefully I don't go nuts over the patches throughout the stream. I've got most of the game's presets saved to my bank 1 of user sets. That's hilarious. I'm not surprised. I mean, come on. Metroid Prime is so influential. So, before the stream, I came up with a little ditty. I started with these chords here. minor and D major. So minor 1 to a major 5. It has this like morphing effect. And then I took the orbit pad. Some grit. Put those together. You got Metroid Prime. So like chord-wise, what am I doing? I'm basically hovering on drones. So in Piano Land, let me turn that off. Essentially what we're doing, I'm doing an A minor to a D major. Marty, that was a terrible joke. We're really just hanging on that A, and by putting a big synthy bass pad on the A, it kind of puts us into that headspace. What I might do is add some kind of like hi-hat percussion. It kind of already gives us that vibe that I remember experiencing. So you put that with some sound effects, you got yourself a little match made in heaven. What's up, Chris? All right, turn the piano down by 6. Turn the echo back on. Turn my cool thing about Contact is you can do whatever you want with your parameters on your keyboard. You can just hit the edit and do stuff. So I'm going to actually, let's make this really easy, where I'm going to right click, learn MIDI CC, and move my mod wheel up and down for the volume. Now of course that puts us at positive 12, which is going to make it peak, so I'm actually just going to turn this to negative 12. Negative 16. I wonder if there's a way I can turn off velocity. So I move the attack to be more like a pad. I'm actually going to change the volume here at the root so that it never leaves the... So I'm doing negative 12 and positive 12 so that I don't have to actually change the track itself. Just a better use of resources. It's like when you compress, you take like a PNG and you compress it down to a JPEG and then you put it back to a PNG. It doesn't actually improve the quality. Or if you take a WAV file and you compress it down to an MP3 and you go back to a WAV, you're not actually helping, right? So I was fixing that, the kind of the chain order there. So I want to get to the vocals. Let's see. kind of the vibe I'm going for here. Moving around. So here's the A minor. Now, I need to fix some of the bass notes so it's not so weird. So let's quantize. I feel like this is going to be a pretty fast score today. Just the nature of ambient music is it tends to be written faster. So I'm going for an F major there. So instead of just starting with the F major 7, what I'm doing is I'm starting with a clash, a minor second. So I'm going to do the B is going to go up to the C. Create some tension and release. Space. Let's make this an A7 by putting a G. Sweet. Let me check my mod wheel. It got a little warbly there. Yeah, there it is. That's just, I moved my mod wheel a little too fast and it caused some pretty extreme warbles. That's why you should check your automation data after you record. Also, this starts a little bit too quiet. You don't want to start at 0. So let's do this. Let's do like a little curve. It just goes up and up. This is called New Window, Kira. It's an upgraded version of Cubase Pro. It has a lot of game audio features that are unique to it and organization features that I find just essential for writing fast. The only downside to using sound fonts like I'm using is they're super finicky when it comes to velocity. So every velocity, like right now, watch, if I push really soft, you can barely hear it. If I push loud, it's like 12 dB higher. So the solution really is to use the mod wheel like I just forced it to do to affect the volume. And then I'm just going to make everything the same by dragging it up to 127 and then back down to wherever I want it. And now it's going to be even. So let's just go in the middle. Let's go to maybe 80. I have I've been using New Window for a couple years now, at least on all these streams. I keep saying Cubase, but I'm tired of hiding it, okay? I'm a New Window user, dang it. And you know who turned me on to it, of all people, was David Wise, Donkey Kong composer, because I was using Cubase at the time. And I had a really cool collab with him. We were co-writing for the show Dark Dice. Really, really amazing experience. And we were going back and forth with our sessions. And so I wrote some, he wrote some, and then he wanted to send me what he wrote. But he had to send me MIDI and stems. And then I just straight up asked him, I'm like, hey, what are you using? I'm using Cubase. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm using New Window. And then I realized they're the same program, just an upgraded version. And so I just went ahead and paid the price because I wanted to be able to share sessions with him. And that was the real reason. And then I started to realize, oh, a whole lot of other people are doing this too. And that I think that's kind of true. Anytime you do collabs, try to use the same software. Speaking of collabs, Peter Jones is in the chat with me right now. He and I did he and I did some tracks for Monster Sanctuary together, and at that time, I don't know if I made the switch to Cubase yet. Maybe I was using Logic, but either way, we went back and forth sharing. It was probably Cubase. We were sharing a session, and so we would literally do that, where it's like we go back and forth on some tracks. And it's so helpful to have that, because then you have all the instruments, you have all the MIDI data, and everything's already there. And then, if you don't have the same sample instrument, you can always bounce tracks. You can freeze tracks. There's different clever ways of using that. And they now have a VST Cloud, by the way. I don't use it ever, but there's a VST Cloud, and there's some other cloud service, I think, that allows you to literally work. Like if me and Peter, whoever, were working in our sessions at the exact same time. Like right now, he has his open, I have mine open. There's some way that you can make changes, and then you see each other's changes. It's really interesting. More of a group effort. Yeah, I'm tired of hiding it. By the way, if you have not tried making a peppermint chocolate, so mocha, not white chocolate, but dark chocolate. It's actually a milk chocolate latte. Man, I started making these as of yesterday, and it is freaking good. You make it from scratch. Ooh. Puts me in that Christmas spirit. I've had a lot of peppermint lattes this month. Yeah, I 1000% agree, Kira. I actually like Logic, and I used Logic for the longest time, but the fact that it is Mac exclusive is an absolute deal breaker in 2025, going to 2026. Because as a game audio person, I'm a game developer, right? I'm part of the team, so I have to be able to constantly check and play builds and go inside Wise, go inside Unity Engine and Unreal Engine, and use things like GitHub. Not all of those are PC exclusive, but enough of those things are PC exclusive that it does not make any sense for me to produce music on a Mac and then transfer all my files over to a PC. Now, some people do it, and I have dear friends who do that. They literally have, in the same studio, they have a Mac and they have a PC, and they're Ethernet connected through a network, so it's not like you're losing any time. But they will literally just have two sets of keyboards and everything. And I've thought about doing this. I've gotten really close to duplicating this, actually. But literally just having a Mac and a PC next door, and that way all music production happens on the Mac, and then you literally drag a file. That's it. You just drag a file to the server, and then it shows up on the screen beside you. It's not like it's some crazy, it's not the year 2000 where you have to get a flash drive and plug it in and physically you don't have to do that stuff anymore. It literally just goes over, and then you can open up your PC side and do all the techie programming stuff. So it can be done. So I don't want to be a naysayer, because some people are just so in love with Logic that they will base everything off of Logic, and then they'll just do all the PC programming side, because they really are two separate steps. But I'm the kind of person that I like to have everything open at the same time. So I literally will have 4 monitors. Over here, I will have the game engine. So Unity, for example, or Unreal, I'll have the game engine over there with my Xbox controller or my PlayStation controller hooked up, ready to go. The game's on. And then my other screens, I have New Window, which is where I'm working on sound or music. And then I have on the last screen, I'll have Wise, which is the middleware. And so by having all 3 open at the same time in New Window, I'll show you. Someone asked about this last time, so I'll show you. I don't mind showing. Just gotta figure out where it is. It's called Game Audio Connect. There it is, Game Audio Connect. It's only a new window. This is all it is. It's a plugin. And then what you do is you take, it's kind of hard to do. You really can't do it on one screen. I'm gonna put it on the other screen like this, and then you're gonna, here. How do I show you? There, that's how I show you. Literally take the, it's a red circle right now because it's not connected, but literally just take the MIDI region. That's it. Take a MIDI region or an audio region, and you click it and drag it in. And because Wise is open, it'll literally populate inside Wise. It'll what it's really doing is it's exporting to an audio file and then throwing that audio file live into Wise. And then what happens is inside Wise, you hit the checkbox to populate, and then it populates into the game engine. So now by having everything on PC, I have everything loaded at the same time. Within a click of a button, it now appears and I'm playing the game, and then the new sound populated, the new music track populated, the new edit of the loop. And this is how really fast I can make changes to things and actually play test everything. And that's one of my selling points to game developers that I tell them about. That makes me unique is I do all of those things and I do it live. And I have a lot of experience doing things live. So it doesn't matter if I make mistakes. Like, it frees me up. I can write a piece of crap track, but as soon as I throw it in the game and realize, oh, this isn't working, I can just make the changes right then and there, and then it changes inside the game. And because everything's connected to GitHub these days, as soon as I'm done, just hit commit, and then boom, it shoots it to a branch of GitHub, and then whoever wants to on the game development team can now play my build. It's amazing what tools we have today. Insane, really. Like, this is the kind of stuff you used to have to work in the same physical location to do any of that stuff. But the fact that it can all be done remotely is bananas. And I'm very happy to be a game composer in 2025 because this is like fairy tale stuff. Crazy. All right, back to the show. Tangent over. Yeah, audio file, everything. GitHub, you can whatever you tell it to, it'll connect to the other person halfway across the world. I work with people mostly in Germany these days. I'm working with several game development teams right now in Germany, and all of them, 3 in fact, all of them, it's the same process. It's like I make a change in Unreal or Unity or Wise, and by clicking that little checkbox in GitHub, it now, within minutes, seconds really, the game developers can now check my work and they can play the same build that I just worked on. It's insane. Such cool technology, man. Okay, anyway. Oof. Got on a freaking tirade there. Okay, now, where was I? I'm going to type my chords. This is A minor. Let's, that is the fun of these streams too, is I can answer questions like that I couldn't answer in a YouTube video because, it's like, this is live. That's the fun of it. So please ask your questions. I'm very happy to answer. I've spent many, many years figuring this stuff out, and if I can shortcut you by a few years by just a quick little explanation, my gosh, the world will be a better place. This is F major 7. I think this is F major, yeah. I'm getting so foggy. Yeah, this one's F9. Now do this weird chromatic thing, which is probably a G, F sharp. Let's figure it out. F sharp 2. F sharp 2. No. Trying to find out a good connecting chord here. Yeah, I don't like that. It should be an F sharp. No, it is good. That is actually an F sharp. I'm just trying to call this the right thing. F sharp. blah, 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 blah. Major 7? Yeah. Then A. This helps me when I'm arranging. A suspended 4. And then instead of resolving to a normal A, we're going to do an A7, which is just has the G in the bass, because it helps to lead us back down to, it's not the tonic, but it's kind of what we've established. The tonic is that F. It's just this chromatic. It's weird, but I don't like to follow the traditional rules. I use theory to help guide me, but I intentionally break theory rules to do interesting things. That's just kind of where my ear goes. Corius says, the Saga collections are wildly good, by the way. Only partway through part 1, and there's a wide array of styles. Well, hey, thanks so much. I'm curious, are you a game composer, or are you a game developer? Typically, people who buy that are game developers, so that's why I'm asking, but I appreciate the kind words. And Corius is referring to a game music pack that I have that I've recently rebranded under the name of Saga. It has a lot of music in it that I've written over the years. Yeah, I'm using Echo Boy for the delay. I've never used it before, but I like it a lot. Okay, now I can clean this up. Let's go to my keyboard. I'm gonna play this this Orbit patch, which is this beautiful. You know what I need to do though? I need to give it the same treatment. I'm gonna right-click, learn MIDI automation, and use my mod wheel as my volume. And again, because it's plus 12, I now have to do negative 12 in my volume, so it never peaks. Is kind of the point. Okay. So now let's play some stuff. Like right here, I'm going to play the chords that I wrote down. That way I don't have to even think about it. And now I don't have to waste time. Yeah, that's where I got that from, Ines. Sounds amazing. It already has like a vocal quality to it. Here we go. Okay, sweet. Just wanted to kind of move away from that chord progression. And I am going to make all of these quantized. But then I'm also going to take, because I did that, volume wheel thing, I'm going to take every note, make them quantize perfectly to quarter notes. But then I'm also going to do the same treatment of velocity. Because, again, these are sound font patches. They're not designed to be contact instruments. So they're very sensitive to velocity. See, it's already too quiet. And then I'm going to use my mod wheel to make them loud. There we go. Sounds good. Also notice that this everything's coming in late. So I'm going to use my track delay, negative 50 milliseconds. Hopefully that makes everything start sooner. the same mod wheel treatment to the beginning of the track, like this. Here we go. That little flub. Same thing right here. It started too quiet, so let's just do like a little rise. Cool. And then the last step is I'm going to take everything velocity-wise and just go up a little bit more. Seems a little too quiet. Get rid of some of these little flubs. That's the only downside to using a mod wheel. I have an ancient keyboard here that's probably 20, 30 years old now. This MIDI keyboard it's not dying. I shall not speak such things over it. This is my favorite keyboard. This is Axiom 49. I think you can see it. Yeah, this guy. Axiom 49. And this is like my Trooper. It's been around forever. But the knobs slip sometimes. So that's what you're hearing when it goes. It's just the actual mod wheel is not as accurate as it used to be. That sound. It's actually too quiet, so let's make it same thing. Let's do 100 velocity, like that, on everything. I don't know why I'm like so agitated by that. There we go. Also notice there's a little hangover here. I'll make this the loop point. It's a 1.5 minute length. That should be fine for today. So I'm going to do 22 as my exit. By the way, if you're using Cubase or New Window and you're not utilizing these marker position features down here, oh my gosh, these are like absolutely life-changing as soon as I learned how to use these. So what I do is I have 2 displays running at all times. Display number 1 is the actual bar numbers. So this is the starting position. This is the ending position. And then over here, I have a secondary time display. So you see that how it says secondary time display? And it's just the time. So this shows me how long my track is. So as I scrub through, I can actually see where I'm at in my time. And that's how I know how long my track is. So when I'm writing a 1 minute loop, a 1.5, 2 minute loops, that's how I know I'm staying on time. And then what I do is I always use markers to set my in point, my out point, just like you should do with like video editing. And then what I do is I type in where I want to start. So if I want to start at bar 3, I type it in there. And then my marker moves to there. And then when I go to export, look, it's already set to, where is it? Locators, export range, locators. So automatically it's going to export everything that's between the purple there, which is the in and the out. And by typing it in, I can go to 1, hit enter, and it starts me there. It's so nice, and I can write music so freaking fast, and I can export, I can make changes, I can make alternate mixes very fast for clients. And by the way, I need to go over here and add my markers. This is an A, this is a D, I do it twice. There we go. There's my markers. So this is kind of like a B section. This, we can just call it the A section. It's more like an intro. I think it is an intro. And then the C, that's it's a short C section, but it is, wait, what am I doing? This is an A, this is a B. Yeah, I already know what my chords are, so let's type them in. So that's an F major 7 to an F sharp. Which I think is going to work nicely, and I just go back and forth. Is that G? Yeah, so that's going to be, sorry if you hear someone doing lawn care outside. super loud in my ears. Sorry you have to hear that too. G7. And then I don't really know how well this is going to end, but for now it's just a giant D. That kind of fades out, and we could probably call this the outro. And then that's the loop point right there. If you click it, it turns purple, and that becomes your loop. So when you get to the end there, it'll go back to the beginning. See you, Peter. Thanks for hanging out, man. Nice to hear you. Nice to read you. I can't see you. Nice to read you. Last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some space to kind of be breath for the vocals for each of these phrases, like this. That's kind of what we're feeling, is the lack of breath. So every two, I'm going to do a breath. Except for maybe this one. Yeah, it doesn't need it. I'm going to go ahead and extend it to there. Yeah, it feels good. Very spooky and ethereal. I'm loving this. So now we have ourselves already a structure of a track. It's only been an hour, and we already have like a full structure for a 1.5-minute loop. That's great. We just got to fill it in. And I do want to add some percussion at some point. Let me just go ahead and grab something just so we have it on the docket here. So this is probably going to be a hi-hat of some sort from the Proteus 2000. Let's just see what's hiding in there. Let me turn off any effects I have and return the mix to 0. I don't know. Let's just kind of poke through here for a minute. Let me specifically go to the 2000 because that one has a lot of stuff, but they're all in banks, so I don't really know what's what. Come on, that's like Chrono Cross. So many good things in here. I mean, seriously, if you want to write game music, go back to the old stuff. There we go. This is probably all I need. I think I found it. That was fast. So now, let me work some magic over here. Let's do Echo Boy. We're going to do 16ths maybe? Yep, found it. So I'm thinking that's the beat, but don't do it yet. Here we go. gotta do it at like the right spots. Back off of it for a little bit. And those are just 16ths. It's also really good to have some shortcuts either on your keyboard or like a deck of some sort that quickly lets you do your shortcuts. Right now I have buttons. You can see it right here. I have buttons for all my quantizes. I use it all the time, so might as well then have buttons for shortcuts for quantizing itself, and boom, now it's done. I'm going to go ahead and lock them all in to be exactly the same, and I'm going to go ahead and change my velocities to be identical. Let's just do 100. That way everything sounds the same in a good way. There it is. All right, now let's... I don't know if we're going to want a kick or not. But for now, let's turn off the echoes and stuff. Let's just kind of... do some magic with that. Yeah, that's all it needs. Doesn't need to do the whole time, but it's a nice little groove. These are 16ths, so boom, quantized, they're in. I got to give it the same treatment by making everything 100. And let's go ahead and quantize it all. So that sounds like a drum machine, basically, is the reason I'm doing that. If I was trying to play like realistic acoustic drums, I wouldn't quantize everything to death. But if you want to give that like 90s, 2000s sound, everything was quantized. Maybe not all the melodies, but like all the background stuff is totally quantized. There it is. And just because, you know, we have the ability to EQ everything in modern production, this is called New Window Drip. Let's just give this a little bit of love. Probably one little bit of mids. Maybe mid-lows, like 100-ish. Let's do 2 dB up. Roll that off, roll that off. We can probably take out 2 here because the hi-hat is taken over. I tried to add the same amount that I take away. Come on. Let's do the same thing here. Yeah, I like that. Let's do 2 up, 2 down in the middle. Just kind of roll it up like that. There it goes. That sounds good. It makes a lot of space in the middle for sound effects. These are all software rips from the original hardware. So this is from the Proteus 2000, from the KORG MS-20. that you can still get from Korg, you can get from Arturia, you can get from the E-MU websites. You can still buy this stuff, but they're just sound fonts. And so I've taken the sound fonts and I've thrown them into Contact so I can actually control the parameters and whatever. So to my ears, just as good as the hardware. There is no difference, honestly. And I did this once upon a time to experiment. I actually bought the original, the MIDI Rompler, the Roland Sound Canvas 88, the SE 88. I actually bought one, and it was in good condition, and I plugged it all up, and I got it all into my DAW and everything. And when I recorded it, it sounded awesome, and I loved it. But the problem was it had some noise, and it could have just been my lack of understanding of the routing and whatever. But every time I recorded it, it just had a little bit of noise, not a lot, like not favorable noise, but the kind of noise you get from recording with microphones and whatnot's hardware, right? Which I guess some people would say is a good thing, but for me, to my ears, I was like, I want the clean digital sound. So I went ahead and bought the Roland digital version of the extracted samples from the sound canvas, and it sounded better to me. And then I took all those and turned them into my own Contact instruments, and now they're like extra usable. So I think there's something to say about having original hardware. You can even see it, but I have my Poly D back here. Like there's a time and a place to use analog synths, and I love it. But I think when we're talking about samples, these old machines were just samplers. They had all of these samples that were just pitch stretched to all the keys. So it is literally the same thing to take the original sample and just put it into Contact onto my MIDI keyboard. It's the same technology, just using more modern use cases. And it's cheaper. It saves time. I can change things because it's MIDI. I don't have to stick with the original hardware. So I think there's a time and a place. Some people swear by the original, and I'm not going to hate on it at all. And I think it's awesome, and it's super fun to jump into that sandbox. But for my purposes, this is the way to go. I mean, how freaking clean that is. Every bit of this is clean. Exactly, they are samples. So just get the original samples and do whatever you want with them. Do it the right way, do it the legal way. You can. Oh yeah, I need to copy this. The hi-hat is smoking hot. It doesn't even work. So we just shifted to. It kind of works though, because now we're in A. It actually works. I just might need to voice it differently. Dang it, it works. It's crazy. That is totally the right style. I'm gonna grab a different patch. This is gonna be a synth ARP from the MS-20. I specifically want to grab There's some cool stuff in here. There we go. I butchered that. Let me try again with an actual click. I need to fix that ending for sure. Those are all 16s, my bad. Missed slow tempo of 62, yeah. Now let's give it the same treatment because everything just has to be equal velocities for this to work. But I like the you can turn that way down. Let's do like negative 10. 8. Okay, so this is gonna be... It's gonna be an A. Fade out. Still experimenting here, but I like where this is headed. The treatment with the MIDI automation -12 thing. Oh, you can ride the mod wheel with it. Here we go. Ah, it already has mod wheel information. That's why it's screwing up on me. Easy fix. Right here. There. Get rid of all of that. Record fresh. Here we go. Whew. then it goes back to A minor. That's interesting. It's not typically how I would do a loop to go to major to minor, but I like it actually. It's really interesting. All right, so this is a synth pad. Just cleaning up my session a little bit. Let's do this, guys. I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break. We'll stretch break. I'll come right back and we'll do the rest of the track. Okay, don't go anywhere. Coffee break. Woohoo! Welcome back, guys. Had to turn my camera back on. Yeah, welcome back to our live stream today. Working on Metroid Prime 4. Some of you in the chat were chatting about how do you find these old E-MU Proteus sounds. Go to digitalsoundfactory.com, and I was right, for $100, look at all this that you get. And you get sound fonts and EXS24 instruments. So sound fonts, remember, sound fonts are just individual files that you can drag into an empty contact session, and it'll turn into a contact instrument because it's just a single like wave file that it extracts itself onto all of the keys of the keyboard. And this specific one has Proteus 2000, a bunch of other stuff too, but they also have I have to look for it, but the E-MU stuff. I got a bunch of this stuff way back when. But yeah, see, there's Proteus 1 and 2. This is this one, Proteus 2000, the Orbit. Yeah, just look at that stuff. Like, if you want to have the actual sounds from N64, from PlayStation 1, GameCube, Wii era, it's all from here. Most of it is from here. That and the sound canvas, and you're from Roland, and you are set. Thousands of sounds. Definitely one of the best places to go for that. Anyway, yeah, don't go to E-MU. They sell headphones or whatever. Who knows what they do these days. Anyway, let's get back to it. Where were we? Okay, I like this patch. I'm going to copy it and then mess with it, just in case I screw it up. Just solo it. I want to mess with it a little bit. Kind of studying all the knobs for a second. It's not doing anything. So let me explore a little bit. That's why. Oh, we're on the flipping wrong. I was on the wrong thing the whole time. Okie dokie. In that case. Alright, let's go back. I liked the sound. It's like a chorus effect. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There. Okay, good. I wanted the chorus. I did not want the delay. And I'm like, where the heck is this setting? So I'm going to do my own delay with our new friend Echo. Well, have fun, Kira. I hope I just opened up a nice Christmas present for you. That's what I did for Christmas, probably 3 years ago now. It was one of the babies that we were having, where I knew I was going to be off work for like 6 weeks or so. And so I bought a bunch of old samples and then spent probably about 6 weeks or whatever just programming them all for Contact and like making this retro database. And it was so much fun. And now for client work, I can pull up just about any sound like soundtrack. I have the original sounds from just about all of my favorite soundtracks in history. By the way, if you're interested in this, Kira, and anyone else, since you're new, I'm going to grab a link for you. It's a free download. I'm not going to ask you to spend any money on this. Let me find it for you. Let me search on this site real quick. Where is it? Aha, there it is. Here's a link. I'm going to pop into the chat, and I'll show on screen. It's this right here. This is a video I made a few years ago documenting my journey of how I built 1,800 Contact instruments for my favorite video game soundtracks in history. And there's a link to a database that you can download and add it to your Google Sheets. And I didn't do all the legwork of finding the original samples. I just have the document to share. And then from there, I made my own, where I actually went down and tracked down Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Final Fantasy, Pokemon, just all my favorites from retro VGM history, especially the 90s and early 2000s. And just went to town. And that's just kind of the whole process. I think it's like the 30-minute video. Go check it out. It's free. No strings attached. Just go check it out. And I hope that is a nice Christmas present for you. I can't provide the samples for you. I wish I could. That would be illegal. You have to buy the licenses by getting, tracking them down yourself. But honestly, for about $1,200, I think all in is what it costs to get all those different things. And we're talking like, oh my gosh, thousands. I mean, the original sounds, I probably have access to like 20, 30,000 patches from all of those things combined. But specifically the line by line VGM sounds, that's the 1800. Anyway, it's a rabbit trail if you want to go down it. Anyway, what I'm trying to do here is get this pad to be a little bit more interesting. Let's do quarter notes. There it is. That way it's going to pulse on the offbeats. So that way what's happening is the delay is causing it to go bum bum rest, bum 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 rest, bum bum bum, which is just more interesting. What do you mean? Link to the video on your site? No, it's the one above right there, the Video Game Music Alliance one. That's the video. I think I'm gonna leave this. There we go. That sounds nice. So that's a nice intro. So maybe for the outro, we'll give it the same kind of treatment. So maybe we can go like. Oh, now I want to. I'm exploring. Help. I'm going to take this video. Let's actually jump to another section of the video. Yeah. The link's right there. I'm going to go to another section of the video just to kind of give us some new visuals and sounds to play around with. And I just want to kind of put this next to the picture and see how well it does. And we'll go from there. See if it works. Because I don't want to overwrite either. Here we go. Being really choppy. Let me grab the actual original file here. How do I do this? I don't have. Bummer. I don't have that. It seems to be smooth when it's small. Maybe not. All right, I don't know why it's being so choppy. Maybe because of the live stream. Let me do one more test, but this time I'll just play the original file without the music, and maybe it could help. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. I like most of what's going on here. This part is a little wonky, though. There it goes. Let's fix this. 'Cause the end matters. This part. Put that in A7. Same as before. But that needs to be on the second half. Here, let's double, combine. Also do not love how pokey that sounds. That should help. Okay, it works. This has too much fade out. here at the end, it's just, it fades out too much. Like it's the ending, but it's not. There really is no ending in video game music. It's a loop. So we want the loop to go down a little bit at the end, but not too much volume-wise. Okay, I can breathe again. I wonder if the piano can do some lifting here. That part. All right, here's the vocals at the end. Eighth note breath that we've been doing here. Yeah, it's a weird, I like it though. I like it a lot. It's ambiguous. You don't quite know where the chords are going, and it kind of gives you this unsettling tension, but it's still pretty. And I think that's the Metroid Prime sound. You get some groove. Maybe the one thing it's missing is like a whiny lead. Something like that. So let's fish that out. I'm sure I could find something. I just gotta look a little bit. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna say like a whiny. Let's just call it synth lead. Proteus 2000. I feel like most things came from there. So let's see if we can find something that hits it. That's gonna be like the secret sauce on top that we really need. I just gotta look for like something that would sound like that. I don't know. We're gonna explore together. Just give me a moment to try some things. Piano wind strings. Whistle keys, maybe? I got the whistle. There's gotta be. Gotta be. It's worth the search. anybody has any suggestions, because you know the patches, that'd be awesome. But I'll just keep taking my best guesses here until we land on it. Like a triangle is probably what we're looking for. Nah, Mr. Clean. Let's see. Let's use a cheat sheet. Proteus 2000 patches from Metroid Prime. Synth. Let's see what we can find real quick. There are whole videos dedicated to this topic. Maybe something like that. There's the chimey pad. Let's see if we can find that quickly. So much of this is just guessing. How's that? I'm going with it. I'm just gonna roll with the punches. Let's put our favorite echo on there. Let's do a EQ on that. That was actually pretty good. I mean, hey, that's probably from Pigman. So here's what I'm going to do. Play around with this a little bit. It's way too loud. So I'm going to go into the instrument itself. Go to the attack. Let's make it... make the attack much longer and later. a second. That actually works. Actually works. You know what we need? That's what we need. I don't know what to call that, but it needs it. It's like an extreme delay hit. To like set the mood of Alien Planet. First you have to find the ch. Maybe it's this crash, but it needs to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. I don't know what the thing is, but it needs the thing. Let's keep playing until we find it. Well, just wrote the theme song. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Well, okay then. Apparently we're doing that. I don't even call it. Synth Majestic. Not even the right key or anything, but... Well then, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be the sound. It's like a pan flute synth. Some cool ideas. Take a synth. I don't even know what to call this. Synth pan flute. If anything, it's a synth harp. It's kind of its function. I like that a lot. These little rolls. Those are nice when they're not quantized. Comes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're done. It needs nothing else. Mixing wise, this lead gets a little lost, so I think I'm gonna have to back it up a little bit. I took away too much of the high end. It's just a little bit, yeah, a little muddy. So it just needs a little bit of a boost there. Also, this guy is a little much. Try to get to be balanced more. That sounds good. There it is. Sweet. All right, let's do one test run, and we'll call it a day. Here we go. With the sound effects off, because, you know, the whole glitchy thing. Plus, put the movie on and just kind of enjoy the loop. Here we go. righty. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for being a part. 2 hours, minute and a half track. Not too shabby. And really, the secret to writing quickly is that I already knew the style I was going for, and I already knew the instruments I was planning to use. Maybe not exactly which instruments, but I knew the sound sources I was going for. I was trying to sound like Metroid Prime, but kind of put my own flavor into it. So I feel like that's a really good way to go, is to go in with a game plan anytime you're going to write a piece of music, and try to stay in the lane. Don't write 2 pieces of music and then jam them together, but like one thing, right? And I feel like that worked really well. I'll take one more listen. I'll take my headphones off and listen in the room, make sure with my speakers that everything sounds good. I might need to change the levels of a couple things, but I'll put a social media post later today on Instagram, if you follow me there, at Stephen Melin. I'll put the final so you guys can see it with the sound effects in there, with the clean footage, and we'll go from there. So thanks for being a part, guys. As always, it's super fun doing these rescores with you. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your holiday season the next couple of weeks, and I'll see you guys back in January. And for those of you inside of Video Game Music Alliance, we have our listening party for Crash Bandicoot, the Crash Team Racing on Friday night. So hopefully see you guys there. I'll be popping in. Jake Lives is going to be leading that one, but I'll be listening in when I can from my mobile. But anyway, see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. And one more time, for anyone that wants a link to my video on how I actually track down all these old sounds, there's the link right there in the live chat. Hope you guys have a great